Hey guys, I want to talk about the Belize for Educators trip for 2017, and we're going to be traveling June 8th through 16th. And by the way, my name is Wes Hickey, and I'm giving you my information there to be able to email me in case there's any questions, and I'll also have that at the very end of this. To talk about the Belize trip is that we're going to be flying into the Central American country of Belize. You can see it's just south of Mexico, and we'll fly into Belize City on the international flight. And you see that kind of in the north central part of Belize up there, and from there we fly down to Punta Gorda, Belize. And I say fly down. We've always flown down in the past. I'm thinking about taking a vehicle down there with the group this time, but we're going to fly out. So there's going to be some local travel on a propeller plane, one way or the other. But we'll get down to Punta Gorda, Belize, and we are kind of connected to a group that I'm the chair of called Teachers for a Better Belize. And Teachers for a Better Belize over the years have done a number of trainings, either with principals that you see in this picture, but they also do some primary school training, working with literacy issues. And so when you walk around, you're going to be able to at some point say you're connected to TFAB. And in this particular part of the world, everybody knows what that means. They know who you are. And so you will prepare yourself as you go through there for going into classrooms, maybe doing a few lessons here and there. You'll find at different points as you do read alouds that many times the students will want to follow you, and you may, during their recess time, maybe talking to them or assisting with them at other points because they want to hear and see and they enjoy the literacy component and the reading component of it all, and so you're going to get to be a part of a lot of that. But along with being in the classrooms and seeing the kids there and maybe doing a few lessons that we'll prepare for a little bit later on, is we're going to make sure you also see the geography of the region. This is San Jose, one of the prettiest little Mayan towns right there. We want you to be able to see a number of those areas, but we also get out and we do some very active things. In the past, we've gone on cave swims where we swim up in deep into a cave and see where the water comes through right there, and that's a very interesting activity. We've gone snorkeling in the past, any number of little activities, but along with that, we want to do some cultural things. And we'll likely go out to the little village of Santa Teresa and have a little Mayan family right there serve us some local food. And Santa Teresa is a very traditional village, still no electricity. And getting to experience that is something that is different than what we would necessarily see here in the States. And there's also various Mayan sites that we'll be able to visit there at some point too. So, bottom line is that we're going to be together there for a while and experience a wide range of things. And what we really want it to be is an experience that is going to be life changing. So it's always going to be, a possibility that at times it's going to be a little sweaty and maybe a little bit rigorous and physically tough, but it's going to be a life-changing experience for what you do. So a few focal points here is that number one is that you need to make sure you have a passport. You can't travel internationally without a passport. Usually takes about 3 weeks. A lot of times you hear 4 to 6 weeks, but you need to try to get that done sooner rather than later if you plan on going. I always try to remind people on this thing what I call the art of travel. The art of travel means that you're prepared to do a little bit of waiting when you're traveling because you spend a lot of time in airports and things don't always work out exactly the way you want it to work out, and you've got to be flexible with how things go. And frankly, it's going to be, like I said just a moment ago, sometimes, kind of physically demanding. But the one thing I ask of anybody that travels is they're all in, is that, you don't wake up one morning saying, oh, I just can't make it anymore or anything like that. Is that when you get there, is that when you're working with the kids, when you're, anything that you do, is that you're just all in. And I always appreciate that and really expect that when I bring students with me when I travel. Now the cost. Now when I say the cost covers everything but food and souvenirs. So when you're there is that you can probably plan on about 25 US a day for food, and that'll be plenty for that. Souvenirs, depends on how many souvenirs you get. You'll have plenty of opportunities to get some. But for the everything else is that the fee here, which is a total of $1,600, will include the international airfare, any kind of airfare in Belize, the van rental in Belize, any of the excursions that we have, whether it be snorkeling or cave swimming or whatever else like that, the hotels, all that stuff is a part of this fee. And so what we need is a deposit of $300 that's due by December 16th. and what that does, it lets me do some planning as to who's actually going to be anticipating coming. You can likely get that back if you request it by the end of January. But around early February, I start buying international tickets. So that goes to the second payment. Is there a second payment of $700 due January 27th? When I get those international tickets, I'll send you a copy of what you have on that. And then a final payment of $600 is due March 24th. Now, we're also right now in the works, and we think that Schreiner University in Kerrville, Texas, will have a group of students that join us too, and faculty member there join us too. So we'll have a couple of universities that will be spending time together and going to a lot of different places. And I don't know that we'll do everything together, but there will be a number of things that we're working together with. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. I think it'll be a great situation for everybody concerned. So if you have any questions on this, feel free to email me. My email address is down there at the bottom. And let me know what I can answer for you, and I'll be glad to address any questions you may have.